Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mogdog and today I'm super excited. I am super excited. I went yesterday, or I decided yesterday to watch the game trailers that came out for the Game Awards. I don't normally watch the trailers from like events and stuff like BlizzCon or Gamescom because games have been super disappointing for me for a while. But I'm so happy I watched these trailers yesterday. There were a couple of games in there that I was like, oh, it looks cool. But there was one game in particular that I am super excited for. I can't wait. I haven't been this excited for a game in such a long time. Yeah. It's right here. Let me find it. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. What's going on? Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is my favorite game right now. For now, maybe until this comes out, who knows? But anyway, the really cool trailer. It's supposed to have been rendered in the game engine for the new Xbox. Let's just mute this for a second. And it looks spectacular, right? This is supposedly rendered in the game engine for the new Xbox. I take that with a grain of salt, right? Because while it's in the game engine, the hardware for the Xbox might not be the same as whatever machine they rendered this in. So it might look a little different, but it'll be pretty close, right? And anyway, the trailer starts off, we see Senua, and she looks like the Senua we know, right? Like that's the Senua we know. But then it takes a bit of a turn, right? Let's turn the volume up some. Takes a little bit of a turn here in just a moment. And actually, real quick before we go on, it shows this village. It shows it multiple times in this trailer. And I'm thinking that this is meant to be like Senua started her new life. This is where she lives now. And this is the Senua who lives there, right? Is this Senua right here. But then she starts chanting and there's flames all in the background. And it's like there's this rage building. And things get pretty crazy, right? And the first thing that stood out to me was the song. I know this song. And there it is. Things take a turn real quick. All of a sudden, Senua is looking a little scary. She's tied it up. She's war painted up. She's ready to go. And she looks intense. And she's singing this song. Things are getting a little creepy, huh? The faces. So the song that she is singing is by Heilung. They do like, I think it's Proto-Germanic kind of music, which is like think kind of pre-Old Norse, I guess, is kind of the time frame I think you want to think with this. I'm not exactly sure, but this is the part of their song that she's singing. And you can actually hear that guy in the trailer. And that's what Senua is singing in the trailer, and it roughly translates. I found this translation. She's singing from about here down to here. Tawul Athadu is where it starts, and it ends with the Harya. For this invocation, I, the Rune Master, servant of Odin, call upon the One of the Sun to aid our army. It's very Viking, calling on Odin, and it's more interesting because Senua isn't a Viking. Senua is what it, I guess this is more of like a little fun fact. from the first game, Sinnoh is what is known as a Pict. And the Pictish people were wiped out by the Vikings. And they actually, back when the Romans were conquering Europe, right, they found the Pictish people. And they couldn't do anything about them. So they built this tiny little wall. Let me see if I can find the picture of the wall. It's not a big wall. Right here. It's really not that, it's not as tall as you would think. Like, I don't think this picture shows it very well, but like, here, like, these cows, right? It's not a very high wall that they built. And it was less of a let's keep the Pictish people out and more of a don't go in there to their people. Like, don't go in there. You don't want to go in there, right? But it was the Vikings who ultimately wiped them out. And it's not necessarily like they wiped them out, because they did capture a bunch of them, and those ones got integrated like into the Viking culture and society and stuff eventually, right? But anyway, there's just a fun little tidbit from the first game. But there's a lot of interesting stuff in this trailer. If you had kind of... Oh god, that's the perfect face, right? If you had like went and tried to break down the first game, which my videos on that haven't come out yet. I'm still working on them. I worked for like 4 hours on it already today. It'll be coming out eventually. I'm finding it really difficult to make something that's really polished. Figuring out what footage needs to go where is proving hard. It's much harder than just playing the game, putting the footage in, adding a little intro or something, and calling it a day. Anyway, as the trailer goes on, we see some Vikings here. They're kind of moving up towards this thing, and it comes to life. Oh, we didn't get to see it. Oh, it's later. It's right here. That, I am pretty sure, is Sinnoh's father.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillian soul if the darkness is alive? How you save him?
I am pretty sure that is Sinnoh's father. I will have to go find an image from the first game to compare it to, but as soon as we see him, this happens. Someone gets burst into flames. And this scene where we see these guys, where is it? Come on, right here. Walking down the path is very reminiscent of a scene from the first game when we're leading up to seeing Sinnoh's mother get burned alive. So this very well, over here, this might be the burning of Sinnoh's mother again. So this gives me kind of two, I guess, ideas as to what I think the game is going to be about. Look at her, man. She's intense. But anyway, I think that it's going to be one of two options, or maybe even another option that kind of builds off both. Which is that Sinnoh went and kind of found herself a new home, started her new life, you know, after having faced her past and dealt with the death of Dillian and all that. And then some Viking raiders come because, you know, they ultimately brought about the end of the Picts. And that brought up a lot of hatred and anger in Sinnoh, which is kind of what we see building up from here on through the next parts. You know, as we let this play, you know, you see Sinnoh kind of slowly get into this chant. Like right here, she's pretty peaceful. It moves on, and then she starts chanting. And then it moves on a little more, and then boom, she transforms into this warrior, right? So I think that the Vikings are probably going to come raid her, and that's going to lead to like a revenge quest kind of thing on the Vikings for having killed Dillian. But then we see this image of what I think is a representation of her father. Where is it? Right here. And it's like, hey, this is dredging up a lot of old memories too. You know, just because she faced her fears and faced her past doesn't mean it's gone, right? And there's what I think is the burning of her mother again. So that's one option. The other option, I think, has to do with, I guess, a more literal take on this, the war paint and everything, because she's chanting something that doesn't, I, the Rune Master, servant of Odin, right? It doesn't really seem like something Cinema would be chanting, right? And so it kind of leads me down the option of maybe she gets captured by the Vikings. And because of her, skill at fighting, she becomes a raider or something. I don't know, but she's got all this hatred and everything for them as well, and it's just tormenting her. That's another option, and it could be the one leads to the other kind of thing. I don't know. But those are where my mind's taking me for this, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm trying not to have super high expectations, right? Because it's going to be hard to top the first game, right? The first game was spectacular, in my opinion. And I can't really make out anything in the background here, or I would try to mention that. But as we know from like the first game, a lot of this would be like people that Cinema blames herself for their deaths for. If I can get it to show. Like, there's a lot of people back here. So it could be that Cinema got captured and now she's raiding with the Vikings and these are her own people that she's killing. I don't know. I don't know, though. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm trying not to have super high expectations because it's going to be hard to top the first game, but I can't wait for this game. And it's going to be for the new Xbox. Right here, the Series X, which everybody's making fun of the name of it. But I might have to get one just for this game because, I mean, it'll come out for PC eventually, but I don't know if I want to wait for it to come out. And I haven't owned a console since the Xbox 360 was new. I had my Xbox 360 until it red ringed and I couldn't get them to fix it, and so that was it. I was done with consoles forever, I thought. But maybe not. I don't know. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait. I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm going to have to figure out... I'm going to have to start saving, one, so I can buy the new Xbox. And then I'm going to have to figure out how you record from a console. I really don't know how that works. The only other game that I thought the trailer looked awesome for was Ghost of Tsushima. But it's for PlayStation. And I'm definitely not going to be able to buy both. So... I won't get to play that one. It looks great, but I won't get to play it. But anyway, I don't know what else to say. Let me know what games you saw in the trailers that you're looking forward to. Let me know what you think about this trailer. What you think about this game? And as always, thank you for watching. And I can't wait. I cannot wait.